Joining us now is Aki Efe Vincent. Thank God it's Friday, with stories trending around the world. Hello, Annie.
Hello.
It's Friday.
I know we love our Fridays on this show.
Very serious about our Fridays.
So we're happy to be here. We've made it, almost there.
Yeah.
How are you doing? Good morning.
I'm great, and yourself?
I'm good. Rufai, how are you?
I'm just thinking, at one point we leave. This one, Rotus is going and it's giving me nostalgic feeling for leave.
Soon, hopefully.
Hopefully.
Fingers
So
crossed.
we're now applying for leave on air.
They have to say yes now. Okay.
The prize!
Yes.
Giddy.
Is ready to start the show.
Yeah, go ahead, prize.
All right. So good morning to everyone out there. Thank you all for starting your day with us. Happy Friday, TGIF. We're almost there. So we start what's trending today with a significant update to a story we first brought you yesterday. The arrest of Pastor Ifediorah Onyeibor Joseph. It's the adult seen in this viral video beating a group of children in Port Harcourt. According to police, Pastor Ifediorah, who runs a church in Eneka, was caught in this video hitting young kids between the ages of 1 and 7 years old. So in a post on X, the police say they took swift action in response to a distressing online video depicting the dehumanization of minors in a church where the pastor has been arrested in connection with the incident. They also say that investigations reveal that Pastor Ifediorah allegedly organized a 3-day program for children in this church for what he called spiritual cleaning, claiming to have been inspired by the Holy Spirit. The police at this point are also calling on residents to report any suspicious behavior to the authorities. And I think that that's interesting in the context of this story, because if it wasn't for the neighbors or the people who recorded and posted this video, we and the police may not have ever known that this was even happening. Vimbai, I got your reaction first yesterday. I'll get it again today now that, the pastor has been arrested.
He's not a pastor. So, I mean, for me, number one, he's not a pastor, and that's not a church. He's a spiritual leader at best, and that is a sect or a cult at best. So that's one side of it, is that I think I'm a little bit concerned at the people who claim, the church, the people who claim, and they're not that. And unfortunately, so many people are falling into these traps, not just in Port Harcourt, all over the country, all over the world. We see men and women do all sorts of strange things under the false guise, false pretense of pastoring, or, being of Christian values or being a church. And they abuse people, and so many things happen under this false pretense. And for me, it particularly hits me hard because Christianity as a faith, as a religion, is getting so much unnecessary bad press. And you don't see this about any other religion. It's always about Christianity, and it's wrong. So I think at some point as Christians, we also need to put our foot down and say, no, this is not a pastor, and this is not a church. It's some other type of organization. Now, whatever type of organization it is, I'm going to call it a sect, is absolutely disgusting and intolerable. And I'm glad that this case has been brought to the attention of the powers that be. The evidence is there. It's overwhelming. Apart from the necessary, ambits of the law taking the course with regards to the perpetrators, I really do hope, because we often forget the psychological support of victims in this country. What's going to happen to these children? Where are their parents? Are they going to just be flung back into society and have to continue? Because some people never recover from this level of trauma. This is what we saw in the public space. What's happening behind the scenes to these children and to other children who have passed through this? There was one popular lady back in the day, I think she was in Calabar, very well known, who used to do something similar, used to call herself a pastor, and used to create all manner of atrocities, perform all manner of atrocities to the people she called her congregation. It's just wrong. And I don't think the Christian faith should continue to stand for this misrepresentation of our faith.
Absolutely, Dr.
I think it is important to stress the point that places of religious worship, faith groups in Nigeria, also exist under the law, and that they are not licensed to commit atrocities and hide under the fact that we are doing spiritual cleansing to violate the laws of Nigeria. I stated the laws with regard to children yesterday. The Child Rights Act of 2003, domesticated in about 35 of the 36 states, which protects the Nigerian child against any form of abuse, either child labor or slavery or flogging children or abusing them, as you have seen in this particular case. The pastor, his name is Pastor Ifediorah. To the best of my knowledge, Rivers State, where this was done, is also one of those states that domesticated the Child Rights Act. No child should be subjected to any act of torture, whether you are doing exorcism or you are doing spiritual cleansing, whatever that means. In this same country, we have the Violence Against Persons Prohibition Act. We condemn violence of any sort, although the emphasis is on gender violence, domestic violence, and all of that. But it also covers children. Yeah. So it is a good thing that the Nigerian police have arrested this Pastor Ifediorah, and he should be made to answer for his omissions. NAPTIP should also take an interest in the matter. And I think that this is a problem. They say, buyer beware, caveat emptor. People take their children to these end-time pastors. Parents who tell their parents that they will be spiritually cleansed should just be cautious what they buy. There's a video that is circulating whereby a particular Pentecostal pastor says he is treating cancer, and the only way he treats cancer is to suck women's breasts, including married women. Where is that in the Bible? That is how to cure cancer. When the pastor is not a medical doctor. Even medical doctors will not recommend that kind of therapy. We're in this same country where there is a running battle between the CAC, the Christ Apostolic Church, and Pastor Biodun Fatoyinbo of Koza over the interpretation of sections of the Bible. Pastor Fatoyinbo is saying the late Pastor Babalola did not have money. The CAC Director of Publicity has taken him on to say, where in the Bible is it said that you must have money to be a shepherd of the faithful? Right. So this is the kind of contradiction that we find. And this is why we say the Church of Christ in Nigeria should do a lot of, in fact, the cleansing they need is internal within the Church of God to make sure that nobody, stands the doctrine on his head.
Doctor, there's a pastor somewhere that for those that want to lose weight, he can do the miracle of lose weight. He will pray for you, you will lose weight.
Wow. Just
yes.
Like that.
I will give you the address.
Deliver my fat. Please deliver me from fat.
So people that want to lose weight, there's a pastor.
There's a example of those ones who help spinsters, young ladies, to look for husbands. Yes. They even have special sessions on a weekly basis. Come and connect with your husband. Wow. And those who like Kingsley, who are looking for wives, they have special night vigils for them.
See. If I know we need to go, but I'll just say this. All of this permeates back to society. What that man is just doing is exhibiting hitherto abuse in his life, which you now project in the name of religion. And that's why I see, read your Bible. It is not everything your pastor tells you that is correct. Because you see, every day your pastor sits on the pulpit, being a man of God, he's projecting his biases, his childhood inadequacies, his childhood misfortunes, his torture, his pain. And you forget that despite the fact that he's a man of God to you, he's a man first. And he projects his own society on you. So be careful. Yeah. What would Jesus do?
Absolutely. So, next up, we have yet another update to a story we first brought you yesterday, if you were watching us, about how a man from Ethiope East in Delta State, Aki Efe Vincent, alleged his local government chairman threatened his life after he posted videos complaining about the roads in his community. Well, now, the local government chairman has just responded to those allegations, and he says, quite simply, they're not true. Let's listen to what he had to say.
Sometime years ago, before I became chairman, and he even invited me for his marriage wedding ceremony. I attended, That long ago. I think since that I have not even seen him. We have no contact. I don't know his family compound. I don't know where he stays. I never threatened him. Why will I threaten him? Yeah, I saw a road he complained about. I saw that video. My attention was drawn to that video, dragging me that there is water on the road and all that. First, this is raining season, where water gathered so many roads, not only just that road. And the road he's talking about is part of the road that even the state government, Right Honorable Sheriff Obewoye, has already awarded that they will start the overlay very soon from the Ekma Ovun down to Siokoro, down to Kokori. As a chairman of Ethiope East local government, I run an open policy government here. People of Ethiope East can testify. I come to office almost every day. Like even yesterday, I closed to 6 p.m. from this office. And I am open to anybody, even in my office. Sometimes if I get to the house, people are already waiting for me at the gate. I also attend to them. For the 1 year I've been in this office, I've done what I believe that people have said I tried. We've done a lot of things for this 1 year. We've done a lot of things and we are still doing. So I run an open policy government. To everybody, whoever wants to see me, they know, they call me, I take calls. I'm open. The issue of the President General of ODU is not my own making. Before I become the local government chairman, I was elected by the people of Ovun to be the president of Ovun Development Union, to lead my people. 1 year after I become the local government chairman, I don't think there is any area where Ovu committee have called on me and I was unable to do what I need to do. Going to the public to call me to resign, I felt that it's up to something. And I don't think he has the right to do so because he is not the one who elected me and he does not have the right to step me down. But all things being equal, I felt that some of the things I should discuss them with my legal team, and I have discussed with my legal team on all those matters for them to do the needful. Please, let us come together to build Ethiopia to become a better place.
Shemo.
Dr. Abati, I'll start with you.
Okay, well, fair is fair. It looks like today is a day of right of reply, a day of replies. But this is, Honorable Augustine Ogedegbe, Chairman of Ethiope East, local government area in Delta State. Yesterday, I said he was sending me messages saying he wanted to disagree with the gentleman. However, just 2 points. One, he has said that the governor of Delta State has already awarded our contract. The gentleman that called out that portion of the road and called out the chairman along with it, I said yesterday, he's engaged in citizen action and he has a right of, the freedom of expression to say, look, what is our government doing to hold government accountable? Just as we too, journalists sitting here under Section 22, it is our job to ask people questions. So when people get worked up over questions being raised, no, the operating principle is transparency and accountability. Number two, he's saying he has already briefed his lawyers to do what? There's no defamation involved in a citizen asking questions about how resources have been deployed or drawing attention to what should be done by government, whether at the local government level or state level or federal government level. The principle is voluntary, non-fit injuria. If you are in the kitchen, don't complain about heat. If you say you are in public service, the person is not talking about your personal life. He's not abusing you personally. He's saying, the money you have received, why is this road in this condition? I think that's a very fair comment on the part of the gentleman. So when people like to frighten other people, say, I've briefed my lawyers, as if the court is not meant for human beings, as if people don't have rights when issues arise. So those in public office should know that they can be held accountable. Number 3 is that now that this issue has been in the front burner, in the public domain, and the constituent has spoken, the chairman has also spoken. The residual point is that both the people of that constituency and others, those of us from outside, including busybodies, the expectation is that roads should be made available. The quality of life in that local government should be improved, whether it is the local government going to do it or is the state government. That is the expectation of the people. And it's important that the people are listened to.
Shehu. See, with his reaction, I feel more scared for this country. In a bid to defend the fact that the roads were in deplorable condition, I don't know if you have the video from yesterday. He said, because it rained, that's why there's water. No, we know when there's water on the road. The road is deplorable. What is bad is bad. Accept responsibility. And I think the most important point here, and the residual points, let me use your word, Dr. Abati, the editorial point here is, did you send somebody to threaten the man or not? You said you didn't. Does the man that made the allegation have evidence to that effect? Do you have witnesses to that effect? If that man has witnesses, he should bring them forward. Because we must not have a society where people speak up, they are being harassed. And you see in Nigeria, when people speak up, they are being harassed. And we see that happen not 1, not 2, not 3 times. So I think that's the substantial, and I would like to call on NGOs to get that man legal representative and get his witnesses. He should be the one, if he has his evidence, to sue if he was being threatened for speaking his mind. He said it's not the people that will look at the quality of road that Shamo is saying it's rainy season. See that road?
There's
that
water
road,
everywhere.
that road,
It's just more rain.
He don't get what they call Ojipata. You know they call Ojipata deep hole. See, kangaroo. Now you get for road, so Ojipata deep for inside ground. So see, that's why I say rainy season. And most importantly, the point I was trying to make is this: we must be able to stop people from threatening other people. So if he has the evidence, let's get people, let's get him back, let's get to the end of this matter. And him saying, this, that, you don't have the right to, you're not the one that voted me in. He's a constituent. He was part of your votes that got you in. Look at the level of entitlement. Shemo, one love, but.
All right. And from Delta State, let's now go to Edo State, because late last night, the Dangote Group says they're giving their full support to Ruth Otabor, a young graduate who was severely injured after one of their trucks hit her and didn't stop. This was about a week ago. So in a statement posted on X, the company says after the recent road accident in Auchi, Edo State, involving one of our trucks, officials visited the scene, engaged with law enforcement, and visited the victim and her family. They add that they'll provide full medical support and the appropriate compensation in line with their policy. So this statement comes after a former Big Brother Naija winner, Phyna, and the Nollywood actress Kate Henshaw brought all of this to the public's attention, mostly because the girl who was hit by the Dangote truck is Phyna's younger sister. She said her sister was severely injured, that she reportedly has one leg already amputated, and the other leg might also need to be amputated as well. So Phyna also posted a picture on X alleging that, the picture that she posted was the truck driver behind the wheel, this person you see here. And under the comments, people were saying, does he even have a license? Another person saying, this is so sad. These drivers keep wasting lives. And a lot more of the replies focused on how dangerously a lot of truck drivers drive, but also about how young a lot of these drivers are. And as we've seen, that can have really tragic ripple effects. So Rufai, I'll start with you on this. What's your reaction to this story?
I'm happy that we've gotten this. The people involved must be made to pay the penalty. But let's now go back again. You see, I will bore you with the word culture, because everything is culture. Culture will eat strategy for breakfast. Culture is the way of life of a people. Culture is everything about a people. You are complaining that people are young that are driving trucks. The question is, what is the modus operandi? How do people determine a truck driver in the first place? See, you know people go to school to drive truck abroad. They go to school. HPV truck driver is not a small business. You go to school for about 3 months and you do practical. It might not be up to 3 months, but there's a certain threshold of time you go to school, you learn about the functionality. But here, you just tell him, in fact, he's motor boy that used to graduate to truck driver. You just say, yeah, it starts from, help me to hold brake, hold on, pop, move. You don't go. You don't drive with that too. And they'll give them goods, laden and all of that, and get them to drive. Maybe only exceptions, are people that do it right. So what is the criteria in the first place? What are the refresher courses they have? Also, another thing, driving hours. How many breaks can they take on the road? But when I talk about break, how feasible is that? Because like as a truck driver, you park from one corner, take break, they'll kidnap your goods. Even ordinary, on a normal stage, they drive, they are kidnapping you. So they face a lot of that problem. So it's a collective cultural problem. And we should also look at ways to say, how many truck drivers on the road take breathalyzer tests? How many pilots take breathalyzer tests? How many pilots take breathalyzer tests, that alcohol in blood tests? How many truck drivers do that? So these are the problems in society.
Very important questions. We'll follow that story and bring you any updates. So now to a sports update, because in a new interview, the Super Falcons captain Rasheedat Ajibade is revealing that the entire Falcons team is still waiting for the $100,000 and 3-bedroom apartment as promised by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to the team for winning at WAFCON. So we all remember the celebrations, the excitement, the joy when President Tinubu made that announcement that each member of the Falcons would get a 3-bedroom apartment, national honors, and the Naira equivalent of $100,000. Well, Ajibade says they're still waiting.
Yeah, I've not received that menu. They haven't. So hopefully they will pay.
They should pay. And we are all going to keep reminding them until they pay soon.
Please, they have not. Like first, they have not paid all the promises you heard back and forth.
Yes.
They have not received anything. So let them know, because the people also like.
They've already divided it for you.
Honestly, like share, even percentage, and I'm like, hey, bros, people, I beg. We've not received it,
yeah.
But hopefully when they pay it, you would see.
You hear it on the news.
You see, I mean, even our match bonuses and everything's still work in progress. So we've not received anything yet.
So one person reacting to this news on Twitter said, "The Nigerian government will always embarrass you. I don't understand why you gifted them something and they not get that thing into their accounts within 3 business days. I don't care if they eventually pay it because this is very wrong and embarrassing." And Vimbai, I'll actually start with you because I know all 3 of you just spoke to the Director General of the National Sports Commission. So based on that conversation, what's your reaction now?
Well, I mean, he has undoubtedly given us his firmest assurances that, it's in view, they're working on it, and they're going to attempt to do this in a record time compared to what we've seen in the past where some did not receive these gifts or these tokens of appreciation, or some only received them after years and years and years. So he has reassured us that this is a work in progress, it has not been forgotten, and we take his word for it. That's number one. Number two, there was the issue of bonuses, match bonuses, that she referred to at the end of that video that we'd also touched on in the interview. And, the DG had insisted that it's untrue that he'd spoken to the player, and she also insisted that she never said anything along those lines. But now we see that she did refer to the fact that those match bonuses have not been paid. He clarified his position, however, saying that some people had issues with their accounts and so forth. So that's also a work in progress. I just think that transparency, clear communication is very important. She said it very lightheartedly. In fact, the context was more like of course, everybody has seen, the whole nation saw that you were rewarded $100,000. People are calling to say, oh, how far now? You know, where's my own? Everybody's taxing her. Dr. Abati will say implications. You know, everybody's trying to get implications from her. So it was lighthearted, and I think that was the context that she was sharing it in. I think we need to be careful not to politicize it. It's good that it has been highlighted, because I'm worried about a situation where, you know, this girl might end up being victimized or might end up, you know, we know what happens. I'm not saying this is what happens at the moment, but in history, we know what has happened to those who have spoken out when they haven't been paid or, you know, when certain promises haven't been kept. So I think it's also very important to frame the context and say she was having a lighthearted conversation. I don't think it's anything malicious. You know, she was just stating her truth, which is the truth of the whole team. So we will continue to follow the story, continue to wait for the coconut to drop, because I'm sure they're all ready and waiting to also spend that money and send their implications to us for the good work we do. Yeah.
They should not spend it for future
Right. So now to milestones, because this week we're celebrating the birthday of JJ Okocha, a footballer who's still seen as one of the greatest footballers of all time, globally, but especially in Africa. So originally from Enugu, Okocha, or Pa J, as he's also known, started his career with the Enugu Rangers in the Nigerian Professional Football League. He played for Nigeria from 93 to 2006, scoring 14 goals for Nigeria. He also went over to Europe, playing for clubs like Paris Saint-Germain in France and the Bolton Wanderers in England. By 2003, he won the BBC's African Footballer of the Year award. And when it comes to his legacy, he's widely seen as one of the most influential dribblers in football history. And you know, also thinking about the younger generation of young footballers out there, they can look at him and see what's possible when you excel at what you do. I don't know if anyone's a big football fan here.
Me?
I know, I'm joking.
See, Okocha is a legend. In fact, Okocha is one of those few legends that have a song to his name. Okocha mi gwemo, Okocha mi gwemo. 21 Weeks had that song for him back in the Nigeria number 10. Oh yeah. Tell me the original version. I mean, Okocha Igbomo, Okocha Igbomo. So that's to show you the kind of stellar footballer he is. Mm-hmm. Great career, you know. The Bolton fans said it's a good thing they named him twice, JJ. He came at the tail end of his career, revolutionized. He's been inspiring. Let me tell you one of the young players he inspired. Ronaldinho. That later became the world big star. When Ronaldinho came to PSG, then Okocha was there. Ronaldinho said he will sit and he will watch Okocha's artistry. In fact, it was said among football fans that when Okocha kept on being denied African Footballer of the Year, then BBC had to start their BBC African Footballer of the Year, and you know he benefited from that. So that's the kind of class act. Great dribbler, you know, great free kick taker. When he commands the midfield maestro. I mean, he's a man that has immense talent, and he's done a lot, you know, to give him back and helping the next generation. All we can say is, JJ, it's a good thing they named this twice. Kudos to you. Happy 52nd.
Happy birthday.
Okay, no, what is said about him? Augustine Azuka Okocha from Enugu in Enugu State, popularly known as JJ Okocha. What is said about him is that he was so good on the field of play that his parents named him twice. His creativity. You said he was considered one of the best dribblers in the world. His technical, competence. And he's been compared, to some of the members of his generation. Ronaldo, Lionel Messi, who played about the same time that he was emerging. He started with Enugu Rangers and then went to the world, played in Europe, played in Asia, even played in, Qatar, in Doha, and then up to now, 52. He's just 52, and yet you can feel his impact. What is the lesson? That he represents an example of how people should excel in what they do. one of his nephews, I think Alex Iwobi, also went on to become, a superstar in football because he set a good example. So the message is that be so good in what you do that you inspire others. Even people who cannot play football, when you watch JJ Okocha, you won't know when you will start moving your legs along with him. But happy birthday to him. We wish him many more years of service to humanity and of inspiration. Thank you very much, Annie. Enjoy your weekend.
Thank you.